Yeah, so let's talk about that then. How did you find your identity in Christ? How did you become a Christian?
Yeah, so for me, this is my journey is a little bit different because,
Mm,
and I know some people may have a similar. I grew up in a Christian home, and so
yeah,
at times you think like I should have this amazing gospel story that I should be able. And I think you had taken my personal evangelism class.
yeah,
Everybody's gospel story is amazing,
yeah,
whether
that's right.
you grew up in a Christian home or whether you had a broken life and maybe you got into trouble and you got in some miraculous way you came back to the Lord. Listen, everybody's salvation story is miraculous, and that's because of Jesus. And for me, I got saved at a young age, and I was saved when I was 5 years old. And with that, there's come a lot of things along the way, and I still remember it clear as day. I've had many people, well, didn't you get you? I'm sure you had assurance of salvation at some point. Well, I had assurance of my salvation when I was 5. When I
Wow.
got saved, that I was
Yeah.
sure. And so for me, and I know that's not the same way for everybody else, but I asked Jesus into my heart, and I've shared my story. I still remember I was praying. I had some Batman sheets, and I remember it was after a Wednesday service. My grandpa preached, and we had bunk beds, and my dad had talked to me, and we went and we prayed, and my life was changed forever there. Now, obviously, as you start this sanctification process, you start this process of what is the Christian life, this marathon. There's obviously bumps and things in the road, and I would get my eyes on different things, almost in a sense pharisaical, of thinking, this is how I'm supposed to look, or this
Mhm.
is what I'm supposed to say.
Yeah.
Listen, I could do that. I could tell you all the Christian lingo, but finding my gospel identity and understanding in that moment when I put my faith and trust in Jesus Christ, my identity was now a believer. I was a Christian, and nothing could take that away. And my as much as I may stray, or my position in Christ doesn't change. And so at times I've tried to seek for my identity in other things when there was no point to seek. My identity was through Christ. And that's the biggest thing I think of when you're thinking about your gospel identity. And I'm not sure if you've read the book yet, but Carrie Schmidt's book Stop Trying is
Mm.
a perfect book on gospel identity. And instead of trying to please the audience of many, ultimately it's the audience of one that truly matters.